What if Rimuru had the power of Super Shenron, the story of the true Omni-Dragon God? Author's note, Rimuru will be the top of the food chain since Super Shenron is no joke. His power is even greater than the Omni King's. I like OP characters, and this Rimuru is going to be even more broken from the start. Now into the story. Satoru Mikami was your average 37-year-old Japanese otaku virgin who was supposed to be meeting his friend today, however things did not go as planned. First of all, he was stabbed and now he was bleeding rapidly to death. What is this? I don't want this. Confirmed. Stub resistance acquisition successful. Continuing. It hurts. The blood. Successful. It's cold. Cold resistance acquisition successful. After the voice in his head had mocked him about a predator and him being a great sage, he just told it to shut up. Then suddenly he remembered something that he was going to miss out on. Oh man, I am going to miss the second season of Dragon Ball Super. I bet they are going to tell us how that dragon is truly the strongest in the multiverse since it can undo the Omni Kid's work. If I were to give it a title, then I'd say it was the true Omni-Dragon God since it was the strongest. But I'm not the maker of the series. After his thoughts, his eyes were shutting and the same voice from earlier started to speak in the back of his mind. Confirmed, the acquisition of the title True Omni-Dragon God successful. Due to the effects of the title, all stats have been boosted to unmeasurable heights. Unique skill Predator and unique skill Great have evolved into Ultimate skill, Gluttonous King Beelzebub, and Ultimate skill, Wisdom King Raphael. Confirmed, acquisition of Ultimate skill Reality Manipulator successful. Confirmed, Ultimate skill Omni Eraser acquisition successful. Confirmed, Ultimate skill, Akashic Records acquisition successful. Then everything went dark for him. After what felt like a million years, he woke up with a strange feeling. He couldn't feel his leg, but he could walk somehow. His body felt like that of a slime's. While walking around, his body covered a plant and it immediately dissolved it. Then he felt a strange sensation. What was that? He asked. Answer, it is a plant known as the hippote herb used to create healing potions. Rimuru freaked out hearing the voice but was later settled after hearing it was his own ultimate skill, Raphael. Then Rimuru went around eating everything he could and later found himself in front of a barrier that he hit. He was surprised how he took no damage, however he didn't mind that since something was trying to talk to him. Talking to the creature, he told it how he couldn't see, and the creature just gave him instructions after a few conditions. He was terrified when he saw the creature that turned out to be a dragon. He then made friends with it and decided he was going to free it. After agreements, Rimuru was ready to devour it, but the dragon said they should give each other names. He named the dragon Tempest and the dragon named him Rimuru Tempest. Unknown to Rimuru, he had granted the dragon power that was overwhelming, and the dragon was going to evolve after a while, and it was thanks to this that the dragon was able to name Rimuru at all, making Rimuru's power grow even more. He then devoured the unlimited imprisonment with Veldora inside it. With the help of Raphael, he analyzed it within minutes and was ready to release Veldora. However, Raphael had told him that it was unwise to do that now since the presence of Veldora had vanished from the world already. It was best to bring him out after some time has passed to be on the safe side. After that, Rimuru went on devouring everything that came in sight, gaining new skills in the process. Then he wondered about something and asked Raphael, "Hey Raphael, how is it much easier for me to defeat these monsters when they are clearly stronger than me?" He asked. Answer, Master is mistaken. At this very moment Master is very strong that his power cannot be comprehended. However, Master's power is too great to flow in the world that if Master releases his full aura, then the solar system might be destroyed instantly. Therefore, to prevent this situation, Raphael has suppressed majority of Master's power to the level that Master can suppress himself. After hearing this, Rimuru froze in his spot and then asked while shivering, "MMMHHH Raphael, can I see myself and current aura in third person's POV?" After seeing himself, he was terrified at the aura he was leaking. It was distorting space around him. Then he decided to absorb it in. After absorbing it in at once, he had continued to look for the exit, but he was still leaking some aura comparable to the one he was leaking in the original timeline. "Hey Raphael, can you tell me how much power I have left after the one you sealed away?" Notice, after sealing away 99.9999% of Master's power, Master is left with 500 million EPA. Is that strong, Raphael-san? Answer: Master is disaster level due to having energy points greater than 5 million. This is the level for true dragons like Veldora, true demon lords and others. Others. Wow, that is so cool, I can't even believe it. I mean, I'm a slime and have that much power. When Rimuru approached something similar to a door, he assumed this was the exit, then prepared to launch a water blade. However, someone opened the door and Rimuru hid from them. Then after he went outside where he met the goblins that told him to go with them. He followed them and they led him to a village that was in a terrible state. The chief of the village asked for his help, but Rimuru just said that he wasn't sure he was strong enough to fight, but the goblin chief insisted that he helps due to the amount of power he was leaking. Then Rimuru had agreed to help them in return for their undying loyalty. He healed all the goblins that were injured and asked the goblins to build a fence for their own safety. In the night, the dire wolves approached the village and Rimuru hopped in front of the fence where he had set up traps. Some wolves attacked, but they were immediately got thanks to the steel thread skill. The alpha wolf got mad and decided to attack by itself, but before it could reach Rimuru, he shot a water blade towards it which atomized the alpha wolf's head, leaving a shocked face from both dire wolf pack and the goblins. He then used Beelzebub on the ex-alpha wolf, then transformed into it and used the skill Menace to intimidate the wolves. However, using the skill, he hadn't put into account the amount of power he had, so he blew away the trees nearby and the dire wolf couldn't move at all. The wolves yielded and he took them in. The following day everyone gathered and Rimuru decided to play some rules. Then he told them to line up, that he was giving them names. Everyone was shocked since they didn't know the full extent of Rimuru's power. Rimuru then consulted Raphael. Hey Raphael, can you make it that the goblins become strong, at least B rank for the non-fighters and A+ rank for the fighting group? Answer: this is a simple task, Master. Notice, the individuals who share a soul corridor with Master shall gain the skill unique skill immortality due to Master's strong soul. After this he went on naming the goblins and the dire wolves, making all the intended fighters rank A+, however they did not evolve immediately. The following day. Notice, the individual Veldora has gone into an evolutional sleep. This might take around 1.5 years, however to alleviate his boredom, Master's manga memories have been implanted. A. Why is he evolving? I thought he was a true dragon. Answer: Master's magicules were too immense that it forced the individual Veldora to evolve into a true dragon lord. Wow, that is so cool! Exclaimed Rimuru. Rimuru then later came to realize that they needed shelter, but no one could build. So Rimuru went to Dworgen to recruit artisans to help in the building of the village. Within 3 days, he and the goblin riders had reached Dworgen, and he went in with Gobta. On the entrance some adventurers started picking a fight with them since none of them were releasing their aura and Gobta had no combat experience, so he was terrified. Seeing this, Rimuru told Gobta to face the other way, then he used Mimic in the dire wolf and transformed into a giant 2-horned wolf. He then released 0.5% of his unsealed aura and everyone in the area fainted, then they were put under arrest. In the prison Gobta fell asleep while Rimuru was very bored. Then an emergency message came in that the dwarf brothers were attacked in the mines. When Rimuru heard this, he offered a 100% barrel of healing potion, and the guard took it. After some time, the guard come back and thanked Rimuru a lot since in this timeline the brothers were almost dead. He met Kaijin and helped with the 20 magic swords. However, the ones he created shined even more since they had 25% magisteel. That night Rimuru and the dwarfs went to the Butterfly of the Night where they met some elves that were lovey-dovey with Rimuru since they viewed him as cute.